I never thought a busted tractor and a tangle of orange cable would turn me into the local internet mogul. But here we are. That morning started like any other, me bouncing along the north row of my field, sipping lukewarm coffee from a chip thermos, radio crackling in the background, when suddenly, crunch. The whole tractor jolted like it hit a landmine, nearly tossed me face first into the steering wheel. I kill the engine, climb down, and that's when I see it, this thick. Neon orange cable all wrapped up around the undercarriage like some spaghetti from hell. And I just stood there, hands on my hips, staring at it like, what the hell? I hadn't buried anything here. No flags, no spray paint markings, not a single notice. Just good old dirt. But this cable, this wasn't amateur stuff. It was laid deep, clean, and professional. And whoever did it didn't even leave a note. So I start tracing the thing, walking through my field, and sure enough, it stretches from one end of my property to the other, snaking through like it owns the place. Now I'm pissed. I run back up to the barn, open up my laptop, pull up every county permit, zoning update, utility notice, and find absolutely nothing. Zilch. Nada. So I switch over to my security camera system, the one I set up last year after someone tried to steal my chicken coop, and what do I see? Two unmarked white trucks pulling up at the crack of dawn 3 days ago. A crew in reflective vests jumps out, no hesitation, no knock on the door, just starts digging. Full operation mode, like they're Navy SEALs laying cable for a military base. That's when I called Randy. Now, Randy's the kind of guy who carries a bug-out bag in his truck and swears pigeons are government drones. But when it comes to sniffing out shady stuff, he's damn good. He comes over with a flashlight, a folding chair, and a bag of beef jerky, sits next to the cable with me like we're interrogating it. I bet it's the NSA, he says between chews. Or worse, the HOA. I laugh, then stop. Because damn it, he might be right. See, our local HOA had been getting more aggressive lately. Started small, managing landscaping standards, pool hours. Usual suburban overreach, but then they got into trash pickup, street parking, even trying to regulate internet providers. And me? I was just outside their boundary. A free agent. A little island of sovereignty they couldn't control. But now, this cable? This felt intentional. Q Karen. If you've dealt with a homeowners association, you know exactly the kind of Karen I'm talking about. SUV rolls up like she's on a diplomatic mission. Clipboard in hand, pastel sweater, smile so fake it should have come with a warning label. Oh good, you found the installation, she chirps. I blink. The what? The new community fiber line, she says like it's a damn birthday present. Voted on and approved last month. In my field, I snap. On my land. Well, technically, she says, flipping through her little notes. You're the only viable route to connect to the main road. We figured you'd be fine with it. It's for the greater good. I laugh. Not because it's funny, because if I don't, I'll scream. You can't just use my land because it's convenient. It's not a community garden. It's private property. Karen's smile tightens. Let's be reasonable. It's not like we built a house on it. No, I say, but I'm about to build a lawsuit on it. She smirks. If you want to go legal, be my guest. Everything was done above board. Spoiler, it wasn't. That night, I sat down with my cousin Lydia. She's a land use attorney, the kind who treats zoning laws like chess. Within hours, she had the smoking gun. No permits, no right-of-way filings, no survey approvals. HOA went rogue, but it got worse. They hadn't just laid the cable. They leased access rights to an internet provider and were collecting monthly revenue off it. As if they owned the land. That's right, Karen and the board turned my property into a profit stream. Behind my back, with zero compensation. I stared at the documents and realized this wasn't just trespassing. This was theft. A slow, entitled kind. And that called for payback. So I smiled. If they wanted to play games with fiber optics, fine. I'd take control of the cable, and then I'd lease it to their biggest competitor. The next morning, I walked my field with new eyes. That orange cable wasn't a nuisance, it was leverage. Legal, delicious, expensive leverage. Lydia confirmed everything with the utility office. No record of any legal access. And because there was no recorded easement or compensation, I had every right to pull the cable out or monetize it however I liked. I emailed Karen, polite tone, diplomatic wording, offered to resolve things amicably. Total bait. She responded immediately. practically bragging about what a reasonable landowner I was, and even attached her email chain with the ISP, which, of course, included their contract. Thank you, Karen. While Lydia drafted a cease and desist letter, I got to work. Planted bright yellow flags along the cable path. Put up signs, private property, unauthorized utility use will be prosecuted. QR codes linked to a blog post detailing everything: photos, timelines, video of Karen grinning at the dig site like she was planting tulips, not committing real estate fraud. That same afternoon, I got a call. It was Bryce, old friend, now founder of Lightning Link Fiber, a new ISP trying to break into the market. He'd seen my post. "You just opened the floodgates," he said, laughing. "You got room for a partner?" We struck a deal. He'd lay a new line legally across my field and hook up the entire HOA-covered neighborhood with faster speeds, cheaper rates, and no HOA markup. Meanwhile, Karen was spiraling. She sent another email, less smug this time, requesting a sit-down. Translation: she knew the storm was coming. Too late. Bryce and I launched a neighborhood flyer campaign. Bright blue mailers hit every door. Better internet. No HOA markup. Coming soon. Residents started calling me, thanking me. One guy said he'd been paying $110 a month for spotty service and didn't even know the HOA was skimming. Then came the sabotage. Someone knocked over our promotional signs. Left dog poop on Bryce's trailer. Tried digging up his new trench one night, but got blasted by my motion-activated sprinklers. Caught it on camera. Went viral in the local Facebook group. Someone even photoshopped Karen with devil horns, calling it Cable Wars. HOA strikes back. But the real bombshell came from Greg. He was a quiet guy on the HOA board, until he wasn't. Sent me an anonymous email with all the internal docs, meeting minutes, ISP invoices, the whole shady operation. So I built a website, karingate.org. Uploaded everything. Full timeline. Video footage. Annotated maps. It blew up overnight. By the time the next HOA meeting rolled around, it looked more like a protest rally. Residents stormed in with blue flyers, demanding answers. Karen tried to keep control, gavel slamming, voice cracking, but it was no use. They voted her out, unanimously. And then she sued me, claimed I disrupted community infrastructure. Filed a whole lawsuit listing my own field as common access land. Lydia laughed so hard the chickens scattered. She prepped our counterclaim: trespassing, fraud, misuse of funds, tax evasion. The works. In court, Karen showed up in a blazer 2 sizes too small, flanked by board members who looked like they'd rather be anywhere else. Her lawyer tried painting me as some rogue landowner sabotaging community progress. Then Lydia stood up. She walked the judge through every step: the unauthorized dig, forged agreements, ISP kickbacks, the whole digital paper trail. We even played the security footage of HOA crews sneaking in at dawn. The judge blinked. "Did you get permission from the landowner?" Karen stammered. "We assumed community interest." "That's not how land ownership works," the judge said flatly. "HOA's claims? Dismissed. Our countersuit? Granted." The HOA had to pay damages, terminate their ISP contract, and eat a mountain of legal fees. I celebrated with tacos and whiskey. Bryce offered me an advisory title. We installed a microhub on my land to serve not just this neighborhood, but 3 others nearby. Solar-powered. Silent. Fast. They call it Freedom Tower. Karen moved out. Rumor is she tried to join another HOA but got denied. Someone forwarded them the Caringate link. The young couple who bought her house? Named their Wi-Fi cable crisis_avoided. So yeah, it started with a busted tractor and a buried cable. But in the end, it became about something bigger: ownership, choice, accountability, and proving that when someone tries to bury their scheme in your soil, you better remind them you still own the shovel. So tell me, what would you have done? Backhand index pointing down. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Have you dealt with a power-hungry HOA? A land dispute? Was I right to go nuclear, or did I go too far? Let me know, because this story ain't just mine anymore.